In Ecclesiastes, it's written about the silver cord and the golden bowl, you know. And whenever you start talking about the silver cord and the golden bowl and stuff like that, people start accusing you of New Age stuff, you know. And you know, the silver cord is that spiritual cord that connects us in this carnal world to the spiritual world. All right, just like whenever you are inside your mother's womb, you are connected to through an umbilical cord to the placenta, and the mother gives you all your nourishment and everything. But as soon as you're born into this world, they cut it, they sever it. All right, and in Ecclesiastes, it's written, you know, but come to remember your Creator before the silver cord is cut, is severed, you know, and you know, meaning this world does everything in the world to try to disconnect you from your spirit person, you know, your true self. If this world can keep you focused on the carnal and religion and fighting over little bitty petty differences and divisions and color and race and all that stuff, and keep you from seeking, knocking on the door, you know, searching for true spiritualness, seeking God within you, then this world will remain what it is. I've told you before that I did a video a while back about the Bird Box Barcelona, and it's where through movies and our culture and things like that, they are trying to call what is good evil and what is evil as good. And so in Barcelona, you know, Bird Box Barcelona, they were trying to show that people who were awakened, their eye was open, but that was a bad thing because they would commit suicide after seeing the seraphim, all right? And meaning they would lose their life to gain life because they would have sinned, but they were making that as a bad thing. I want to show you something else and something I noticed some time ago. On I remember when Stargate the movie first came out, Kurt Russell and I think James Spader. I loved that show, man. It was way back in the day. And then they had the series. I remember when the series first came out, it was kind of goofy, but you know, it got a little better as it went on. But there was one movie that they came out with called Stargate Continuum, I think is what it was. And in this one, see what the deal is in the Stargate movies, there's these people and they're like from Egypt, okay, but in another dimension. And you'll see them, they have a mark on their forehead. And what it is there is this powerful entity within them that is awakened within them, all right? And once they are awakened like that, they are a very powerful being, okay? And they, you know, they can't be defeated, or it seems like they can't be defeated. And so that is the enemy to the, you know, American in the world, you know, because the whole world is trying to stop. And there's this one guy in particular, and they call him Baal, or Baal, and that's the God in the Old Testament that was, you know, wanting you to throw your babies in the fire, okay? So they're just making him even more evil, okay? So, but this guy is super powerful, and in the end of the show, they capture him, all right? They trick him, and they hook him up to this machine, and they're using science and medical, okay? And they put this thing on his forehead, and they start zapping him and all these noises and stuff like that, and they have like a test tube right here, and all of a sudden this tiny dragon pops out in the test tube, and they throw it on the ground and break it, and that dragon's just on the ground. It's like he can't do anything on his own, you know, it has to have its host. And the main characters from the Stargate Continuum, they're sitting there and they're watching, they go, I thought it'd be more to it than that. It was pretty easy, you know? And then there was this one lady, they all started to leave, and they said, you gonna come with us? And she said, no, because the guy that they took out the dragon, he was passed out. And she said, I wanna be here for him when he wakes up, because he's gonna need me to explain to him what's happened to him because he's not powerful anymore. They were all happy about it, and they made a joke about it. You know, it's like, I thought it'd be more to it than that, you know, and they were just like, it's nothing, it's on the ground. They had cut his silver cord, okay? They had cut his connection to God, and I'm going to prove that to you. It was a little dragon, or like a winged serpent, all right? If you'll remember in the book of Numbers, Moses raises up, it's written in the English that it's a brass or a bronze serpent, okay? And everybody that's been snake bitten, if they look upon it, they'll be healed, all right? Snake bit by religion, okay? Satan was the wisest beast of the field, the serpent, okay? All right, mankind had become bitten. All right, they were infected with the venom, and the only way to the anti-venom was to look at this fiery serpent, this bronze serpent, because in the Hebrew, it means a fiery winged serpent or dragon. You all know the story from the Old Testament when Moses and Aaron go before Pharaoh and his magicians, and they have their staffs that turn into serpents. And then Aaron throws his staff down, and it swallows up their serpents, okay? And whenever I see that, I see like the two serpents are the DNA of man, all right? And then I see the serpent of Aaron, the rod of Aaron, as the fiery serpent, raising up in the desert, you know, a dry place, okay? And it rises up and defeats the DNA, defeats the two snakes, all right? It defeats the carnal man. All right, remember, they want you to call what is good evil and what is evil good, all right? And a lot of people say, what you're talking about, Billy, is the Kundalini rising. And it's in the Bible, all right? It's in there, it's just hidden. Because the Kundalini rising is the serpent rising. It's the bronze serpent, the fiery serpent that Moses holds up, rising. It is the Christ rising, because when they looked upon the serpent that had been raised up, all right, it's like looking upon Jesus, the Christ. It's the anointing. But we've been being programmed to believe that what is good is evil and what is evil is good. I talk about these things because from the time I became born again and I experienced God and that power that just changed me just like that, I was like, I had to know what happened to me, all right? I finally started meeting other people that had similar incidents that had changed them forever. And you never boast about anything you did because you didn't do anything. It's just, I started searching. Okay, and that's why I share on YouTube all these videos and stuff. I want to share the knowledge that I have found for those few of you out there that have experienced something, but everywhere you go, snakes are biting you. You're getting snake bitten and trying to drag you into their religion and cut your silver cord, okay? I share this stuff with my brothers and sisters out there because what you experienced is real. It's something in your physical body. Your body is the temple of God. We were designed for this. We were made for this, and you were called, okay? That's why I do these videos. I don't make very many friends, okay? I make a lot of enemies by doing this because they say I'm of the devil and I'm trying to deceive people. But I'm trying to show you the truth so you won't be confused anymore. Some time ago, there was a video that went viral that went out on YouTube, and they were talking about the Kundalini spirit in the churches today. And it is very true. There is a spirit in the churches today, but it's like a false Kundalini. All right, and they say it come from India, you know, from Hindu religion and stuff. And yes, it's true, okay? There's a video, there's this lady, you know, and she's bouncing around and everything. They said she's just received the Kundalini spirit, okay? But she's bouncing around and everything, and she's going, ba ba blah, ba 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 ba. She's speaking in the tongues, and the tongues that the Hindus speak is identical to what you hear the Pentecostals speaking today. And all the twitching, like somebody comes up and lays their hands on them, Benny Hinn, you know, and people are flipping and flopping around in the floor. That's what this lady was doing. All right, and you've all seen the shaking head prophetess, where she's shaking her head and she's prophesying, you know, about things to come. All right, that's the false Kundalini. That's the false spirit. Okay, it comes with absolutely no power, but it's a lot of signs, a lot of oh look, you know, but there's no interchange in those people. All right, but this video was trying to make it like, okay, the Kundalini is bad, but it's not. Not the real serpent being raised up in the desert that Moses raised up, that Jesus, the Christ, okay? That is the real serpent or dragon rising within you. When Paul laid his hands on those men and they went away speaking in tongues, the language of creation and love, and prophesying, that word in Greek for prophesying there means to teach by divine faculty, okay? It's not a carnal man teaching anymore. It's someone sharing spiritual waters, the true living word of God, all right? It's not someone twitching and going ba, 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 all right? This is something real. For all of you people out there that have experienced God, remember, you're a beloved. That word beloved in Greek means those who have experienced God's love. God is love, so you have personally experienced God's love. And that word also means the divinely loved ones. They understand what it means to be loved by God because they have experienced His love. And that love conquers all. It changes everything in you. All right? You know, it talks about Paul sharing the mysteries, and I'm going to share a mystery with you today. All right? And this mystery, you may as well not waste your time trying to talk to people that identify as Christian, okay, but they have no testimony, all right? Don't waste your time, because they're just going to look at you with that blank stare in their eyes, okay? They don't understand the deep things, all right? I'm sharing this with you guys, all right?